Hello, this is Henry Harris. Welcome to the Weekly Spark. We're introduced to a character in this week's portion by the name of Bilam, who on the one hand is a great prophet. On the other hand, he's possessive of some pretty hardcore character flaws, including kina, kavod, and taiva. He's got jealousy, honor, and lust. And the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos says that those three qualities are actually motziin es ha'adam min ha'olam. They take a person out of this world. Now, my understanding is that when it says that those things take a person out of this world, it's not so much that a person who has those qualities like kind of keels over and dies and doesn't continue to walk on the face of the planet. I think it means that it's possible to live in a state of non-reality, and those three character traits will bring a person to a state of non-reality. Now, to me, that's just a striking concept in general, that it's possible to live and operate in the world in a state of non-reality. And actually, it brings to mind a story that I've shared oftentimes, that being the story of how I met my wife, Tzipora. So the first time that we were introduced, we went out on a date, and at the end of the date, I said goodnight, and I was basically not interested in any further meetings. It wasn't until 2 years later that we were introduced again that things went differently and I saw something new. Now, I sometimes like to say that, what in answer to the question, what happened in those 2 years, that my wife got her act together. And my wife, being humble as she is, kind of agrees to it. But when I look at the question for myself, and I consider, what did happen during those 2 years? Generally, what comes to my mind is that I wasn't really looking for a partner per se. I was looking for someone who was going to bring me honor. I was looking for kind of like, that's what I was looking for. Someone who was going to enhance my self-image. And as a result, I wasn't really looking at her, and I kind of missed the boat. Now, what's striking to me is that as much as I was living in a state of non-reality at that point, early on in our first date, even now after I've been married to my wife for over 17 years, it's still the case that I get to this point in time where I just get so frustrated with her. I get so frustrated with my kids, and it doesn't look to me like there's anything other than just there's something really not together about her, about my kids, or lots of people that are close to me. And then I'm struck, and then I'm reminded at times that it's possible to live in this world, to walk this planet, and to nonetheless live in a state of non-reality. So that's my message this week. It's just a reminder of how common it is, those three character traits in particular, to escort a person into kind of like a funny vision of the world, and knowing that it's possible to kind of, to be open to some lens adjustment at times. I want to wish everybody a good Shabbos.